Good morning, everyone. I'm Miriam Kotelis. Today is Saturday, March 28th, 2026, and I am ready to do my spirit reading. We're going to get started, and I wanted to remind you all that when you're doing oracle readings um, or you're getting a reading, that you yourself can give yourself a reading. So just go out and get yourself oracle cards. I think the most important aspect of doing your own readings is really sitting for a few seconds and tuning in to your question, and more importantly, tuning in to who you want to ask these questions of. So for me, I'm always connecting with um, my higher self, spirit, and of course, divine forces. And you want the advice that is, the best of the highest route that's coming to you. So you need to connect in and just remain calm and really focused in on your question. It's so important because if you're not focused in on your question, the reading is not going to really apply. And the directness of your question and the directness of your thoughts and your focus is what makes the your guide's able to provide you with the correct guidance. So it's like a two-parter. You need to really connect and be very specific about what you're asking, um, or just be open. But no matter what, you need to be connected. Connected meaning uh, your body and your state of mind need to be calm so that your analytical mind slowly drifts to the side and allows that inner wisdom to come through. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with my hands. There we go. And going to really tune into our reading today. I have a little bit more time this morning. It is the beginning of our spring break. As you guys know, I am an art teacher, and it is definitely a labor of love. And there's so much love in there. There's so much creativity, and I really feel like I'm so blessed to do what I do and to help and support young people in being able to express themselves creatively, um, which is a big passion of mine to help in general, to help people to express themselves freely and creatively. All right, so let's just focus in. We are going to start with I'm going to share with you how my prayer goes. And this is usually, it's in the back of my box. So this is my box right here. And I think I explained before that the box was from like a small wheel of brie. And then I just extended the box a little taller to fit all my cards. And this prayer, I wrote myself, and I wanted to include certain aspects in there. So this is definitely a prayer I wrote myself. All right, let's get started. We seek sacred guidance. We open our hearts and minds to a higher influence. We imagine before us a direct, radiant link from our conscious minds to our higher selves, our spirit, and all the divine forces of the universe. May this sacred connection now speak to us through these cards, and may the messages we receive be clear, truthful, and aligned with our highest good. And so it is. And again, as I've said many, many times during our readings here, um, infinite intelligence is just that. It's infinite. And these readings are intentionally not the readings, I'm sorry, the symbols are intentionally very simple, but also understood in many languages, many cultures. So when you look at them, they will mean something to me, but more importantly, you will also draw a meaning from the cards. So right off, I get two. I always go for the shooting star in the corner. It always kinds of, here we go. Shooting star in the corner. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm looking at the anchor, and when I think of an anchor, I'm tuning into what the message is for this specific reading in terms of anchor. And interestingly enough, I've been thinking a lot about what are best practices um, in our field. What are some best practices? What are some mainstays or ways of thinking or ways of working with other people that are the anchor of what it is that we do? And so that has been very much on my mind lately. This one is very much connected to that in terms of relational. This is about, how we affect others. It's about relationships and encouraging us to really focus in on what it is that tuning in, what it is that we can share with one another and still maintain our individuality. And notice the overlap is not a great overlap. It's like a very small amount of what it is that we overlap, but it is encouraging us to reflect on relational aspects of our lives, like how we relate to others. Um, I'm tuning into the message behind the suitcase. And when I think of a suitcase, I think of just taking the necessary things and just taking what's necessary. So, what I'm getting from that is with the best practices lists that I'm trying to compile about, what are some standard ways of procedures in which people who work with energy or healers work. Um, the guidance here seems to be more of a minimal, um, encouraged to not like get in there and change anything. And it's really about just um, doing the most that you can without shifting the essence of that person. And this correlates with that as well. Like if you think about it, when you're, slightly overlapping someone else or you're relating with someone else, you're just relating in a small way. You're just it's like a taste. There you're just connecting in a small way, but you're not chemically changing the other person. Same thing here. You're not moving to this other place you're going to. You're just taking a couple of things and it's only temporary. So, um, in terms of how we relate to others and how we relate to others in general, even if you're not a practitioner or not a healer or you don't work with people, um, like in supporting them is what I mean. Because we all work with people every day. We work with people. We're married to them. We have children. We have family. So yeah, we all work with people. So um, this guidance can definitely be applied to anyone who has a relational situation. So think of ways that we relate to others the way we relate to our husbands and our children and our mother and our sister and our brother. Um, and in many ways, we need to admire from not a distance, but admire without having the need to shift or change that person. Because we all know that we can't really change people. We can't change people in the way that we might have thought of, coming into life and early life and thinking, oh, we're gonna affect change by doing certain things. We really can't. We can only inspire. And so this image right here does speak about that we can inspire by sharing a little bit of ourselves, of the things that make us shine. And notice each circle is whole. So we are whole, we are complete, and we're just sharing a tiny piece of it. Back to the anchor, I'm getting a sense that there's more to the anchor, um, and what that means in terms of how we behave with others in a relationship. So with the guidance that I'm getting with the anchor and how we relate to others in a relationship is that to not be swayed like the boat that is anchored down is not swayed by the ocean, and to be regardless of the severity of the maelstrom around you in the ocean, to be grounded, and to stay within uh, one's center and to stay within what it is that makes us feel whole. Um, So that I think that's a really powerful message right now for me, because um, oftentimes when I'm out there, I do start doubting myself a lot, and like then little inner voices start kind of chipping away at my confidence. And I think it's interesting that the anchor is there and it says, um, hold on to the things that are yours. Don't just toss overboard things that you hold dear just because there's a storm. Like, uh, hang on. So that's what's that. And then with this, um, what are the meaningful things that you would pack? What are the meaningful things that you would hold on to? If you needed to, like let's say, what are the valuable things about you? If you were applying this to yourself, what are the valuable things within yourself that are immutable, aren't changeable, anchored? What are the valuable things within yourself? And tuning into myself, the valuable things that I find within myself are um like I like things being aligned. I like feeling that like I'm the same person to everyone. And so alignment is important to me. So that what I would put in my suitcase. Being myself, like in every situation, um, just feeling at home everywhere I go is also important. So that sort of connects back to the suitcase. Um, and I am easily inspired. Not easily. I am inspired. I'm allowing myself to be inspired by others on a daily basis. And I do place myself in situations where I kind of get a taste of what energy someone has and whether that is going to serve me in a way that's going to be for my highest good. And so I'm really open to being inspired, whether it's a book, an author, an actor, a friend, a new friend, a colleague, a coworker. Like I'm really open to just seeing what they have to teach me on every level. So very important. Again, this reading is very much about relationships and the way we see ourselves in relationships with others. And I'm hoping that this reading did bring you some guidance in how to relate to those people in your life, um, and how to be in a world where relationships um are, you can't escape it. Unless you're living in a mountain somewhere where you have no contact with anyone, relationships are part of our life. And so Spirit is sending this very important but also very global message that can help us um, really navigate challenging relationships, and then navigate sort of the way that we sometimes lose our confidence when we meet new people and engage with new situations and new people. All right. So I'm going to share again my closing prayer, and I'm going to actually share it on the screen so you can see. This is the back of my box. It's a little bit more used. My cards live in my backpack, which is so I carry them everywhere with me. So let's do the closing prayers together. We offer heartfelt thanks for the luminous connection between our conscious awareness and our higher selves, our spirit, and the loving divine forces of the universe. Thank you. Thank you for speaking through the cards and illuminating our path. May the healing frequencies, insights, and truths activated here continue to unfold across time and space. May hidden layers rise to awareness, maybe in our dreams, maybe while we're driving, and reveal themselves in divine timing. This connection remains alive within us, and we seal this reading in much, much gratitude and radiant light. Thank you so much. Um, all right, so I'm going to ask, let's see. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. As you know, I do one-on-one readings, and I'm actually going to start doing one-on-one readings live. So if you have a question that you don't mind me sharing online, feel free to send them along. And I am going to put a link down in the description section. So all you have to do is send me a question, and um, I don't know how many to expect, so if you are one of my first people, I will gladly uh, use your question. If you don't mind me piping it up in the screen and addressing it. If you want to remain anonymous, that is totally fine. Just give me a name to use. It doesn't have to be your name. It could be any name. So, um, I would prefer it to be your first name if possible, so then I can really tune in, but it's not that important. If you give me some background information, that would also be helpful in creating the right guidance. And your question should be an open-ended question, not a yes/no question. Definitely open-ended, maybe guidance with relationships, or guidance with finances, or guidance with career or something like that. So it's definitely open-ended, and I promise to um, take a look at them and choose one and make a video for you guys to do. It might actually be my new um, daily video, and see how that goes for now. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'm gonna go and get ready to face the day. Bye.